looks so different. Yeah,
Whoa, what's
so
going
different.
Oh my God, I see Waldo, I got some like Loki's up in here. I love the cosplay, you guys look beautiful. Thank you so much for coming, okay? Let's give it up for Maggie, huh? Let's give Maggie the blood. We got Fanexpo, all the wonderful people here. Thank you guys so much. Let's have a little Twilight
He likes to talk fast, so the interpreter has to have a hard time. I like to start it off. with a little energy, so we're gonna do a little bit of a wave. You guys want to try it? Yeah. Let's try this direction right here. And hands up, wave. And over back. That was one of the better ones.
That was actually
I've got a lot of relatives in Toronto because my mom comes from a family of 13 brothers and sisters. And all of them ended up in Toronto except for her. She got married and went to New York where I was born. So most of this crowd is probably my family. I keep getting, hi, I'm your cousin. I'm your cousin. Then people on the line here and they're like, I'm your cousin too.
Well, I'm going to kick things off with a few questions. Something that I saw was a cheeky little reel that Jackson did at Fanexpo Chicago, which was talking about certain relationships in the Twilight universe. I want to know from each of you, since you're one half of the main couples in the franchise, which is the best couple in the Twilight universe and why?
Shut your face, who said that? You're disgusting. Security! Just kidding, we don't have security.
Alice and Jasper. I think Alice and Jasper. Sorry.
I'd ship that as well. I mean, it's
Carlisle and Edward, second.
What was it, Kellan posted the other day? It's a picture of you about to turn Edward, and the caption you wrote was, "The summer I turned Edward." I love it. So we have a lot of fun on our social media profiles, and we actually have an Instagram chat chain between us and Ashley Green. So we'll text each other memes and funny things, and we have a lot of fun with the franchise, as y'all do. It's something that we were part of for a long time, and we've when you make art, you give it over to the audience, and y'all make it what it is. Every once in a while, though, I have to step up and just remind people that the most important relationship is an emotionally stable one. Where you support each other, and you don't gaslight each other. Remember that. There is pure, beautiful love in the world, and if you're looking for it, I guarantee you, Don, it's looking for you too. All right?
I love that you bring up memes. I feel like you're reading my questions over here because I would love to know what your favorite Twilight memes have been. I know you know the Edward Cullen one.
For sure. I like Carlisle. I'm trying to get that on the ground, Carlisle.
Carlisle the franchise. There's a dozen of them. That's an egg joke. I'm sorry. I'm cracking up over here.
Exactly.
All right, listen, you can tell me
exciting.
What was the question? All right, no, memes. All right, memes. So listen, do y'all know what we're talking about when we say egg word? Yeah. Some of you do. Now, the people who are like, what? There are these memes where it's just the faces of the Twilight cast, and it's just on an egg, and it makes it really funny. I cannot tell you. It's one of those things where you see it, you're just like, oh my God, that is funny. Yeah.
Any other favorite memes down there, Kellan?
I sent them one recently. It was, oh, they're so good. There's so many of them. It wasn't a meme, but it was a video of, and it was an AI version. I know we're not supposed to like AI, but it was an AI version of Twilight as a Spanish soap opera.
What? You haven't said that one to us.
Oh, yeah.
Peter sends a bunch of these AI ones, like if we were.
Usually their phone is like dinging at like 2 a.m. They're like, stop texting me at 2 a.m.
My wife's like, is that Peter? I'm like, yeah.
Vampires don't sleep. Ding. The Saved by the Bell one was
Or the
great.
baby ones. Like,
Oh, no, baby ones. There was one also, like a kung fu one with Edward and Jasper and Jacob, and it was great. Like, I think I said that to you because I remember actually saying, "What the heck is this?"
I think my favorites though are like the bad lip readings or like the human-made ones, like the fun. I also really love all the impersonators that are out there online of us. I have two that are hilarious. They always do the Jasper face, you know. It's pretty easy, right? But there's one girl, she does this like little extra step, which I still don't understand. She goes backwards. She's like does like a triple chin.
And I was like, everyone wants to try that one. Try it. Go ahead.
don't.
I want to see the whole audience try it backwards, Jasper.
It's a weird one. I looked at that and I was like, it gave me a complex the first time I saw it. I was just like, is that what I looked like? I should watch these movies.
The thing about that Jasper look, it really is genius because I didn't know for the longest time. I was like, it was a choice that he made, and I was like, oh, that's an interesting choice. But when he told me what he was thinking, I was like, I totally get it. So tell them what you were thinking.
I was thinking Carlisle needs to stop wearing scarves indoors. Because it's weird.
That wasn't
Listen,
it.
scarves are an outside accoutrement, you know? It's something that you put on when you're outside. When you walk inside, you take it off. It's like a cowboy hat, you know? You can't eat with the cowboy hat on when you're in the South. Get smacked upside the head by your grandma.
All year long. Tell me what you were really thinking.
All right, for real. So we're doing the first film, and we're all meeting Bella for the first time. Now, the superpowers of the film, the weird vampires with powers, and Edward can read minds. So when Jasper meets Bella for the first time, he's literally just in his head going, "Hey, Edward, what am I thinking?" I'm thinking she's too young for you. And then
Over here, look at me.
And then I'm looking at Carlisle being like, I wish you could read minds. Is this why you kept this in high school for the last 50 years? So your little butt buddy can find a girlfriend? What is this? Don't worry, I have my scarf on. One day, Edward, you will find a girl that you will love.
I didn't choose him, he chose him. That's the look, and that's why I was like,
We're having fun. We like to have fun here. I see a couple of women in the audience that are like, that's offensive. Their relationship was beautiful. Sure, whatever.
Well, speaking about scarves,
Don't get me in trouble. Get me out of trouble. Take the shovel away from me. I will dig my own hole.
What was your first reaction to seeing somebody dressed up as one of your characters at one of these conventions?
The first reaction to what?
Seeing somebody dressed up as your character at one of these conventions.
I'll give you one time. We went to Forks for a Forks event, which I had never been to Forks, to be honest, because we shot the movies in Portland, Oregon, and then we shot it in where else did we shoot? Portland and Vancouver, but I'd never been to Forks. And then they had a Forks event, and I went there, and they had all the Cullens dressed up in cosplay, and they were really good. And I looked up, and I was like, wow, that's Carlisle. So tall. So handsome. And so I get it, because those characters are like so iconic. And when I saw them all lined up, I was like, oh my God, I fanboyed out. I was totally fanboyed.
We had to tell him it was a reflection. He was like, honestly, I don't get over the cosplay. I love it. I love it now. I love it when it's any kind of cosplay. Yesterday, though, you had this young boy that was dressed
amazing.
Well as Carlisle, and I was literally just like, man, you look incredible. You're so cool. As Peter Senior yet.
It was fun. He dressed up as Carlisle for the first scene with the blue shirt, and it was so good. It was like seeing a mini me of me. And so I was having to go back and forth going, I heard the chief's daughter was here. I heard the chief's daughter was here. I was having him practice it. I was like, okay, and action, go.
It was so cute, dude. I'm sitting there at my table. I'm like, excuse me, I have to watch the show. It was a lot of fun, and it really means a lot to us. I think it's a really cool thing. It's so much fun. Whether we see them at the Forks conventions, we see them here at these expos or whatnot. It's awesome, y'all. Thank you so much. It's so fun to see.
Now, if you were attending a convention, what would you cosplay as? What's your nerdy thing that you want to dress up?
Well, I actually used to. I would wear a mask. I'm not gonna say what, but every once in a while it's fun. You know, you can wear a mask and you can like wander around. You know, no one knows you. Everybody's really respectful. If I'm walking around the convention and people are like, "Oh, hey, it's you," and I'm just like, "No, it's not. This is not the vampire you're looking for." And they're like, "Wrong franchise," and I'm like, "Ah."
It's opposite for me because I look so different in the movies. So I walk around on the floor and I go, "No, it's me. It's me. I'm Carlisle." No, you're not. No, it's me.
He's like, "Let me find a scarf. I'll show you."
I used to do that because I love shopping for my kids, and I'd always forget to bring the mask that I bought from the previous one. And so I'd get one, and one year I wore a Jason mask just to like go shopping around, and I loved Jason growing up. And I still got stopped, and I'm like so confused, and I had to ask my wife. She's like, "It's your eyes. They can see your eyes through the mask." And I'm like, "Oh." So then the next time I got something that like covered my eyes, and like, "It's your walk." And I'm like, okay, so then I tried to change my walk up. They're like, "Kellan, you just look like you. You're a big, broad guy walking." And so then I just learned to walk fast. And if people want photos, they just got to catch up with me. It works out pretty well. It's really great.
I love how you all dodged what you would actually dress up as.
You literally said Jason.
I know, that's like undercover.
I'm the Dodger.
Yes.
I said I'm gonna go as Carlisle so people recognize me. I feel like that's not you. No, it's me.
I see some guys who 3D print their costumes. One was Halo, which was amazing. I would love to do that or Iron Man, like 3D print a really cool, you know.
Let's sound again.
Or like a Transformers, or that something like just you feel robotic and cool.
So after all of these years, I mean, we're heading towards 20 years since that first movie. I know, it makes us all feel old, but how has your relationship with the franchise changed over time, especially getting to do these conventions, hearing what the franchise means to fans, how it's become generational? What has it meant for the studio?
What's funny is that like people say, "Oh, I'm so glad Twilight's having a resurgence," but for us, it's never gone away. Wait a minute, when did it go away? Because like we'll always meet fans like all over the world. I was in Thailand once, and they were like, "Oh my God, love that movie." And so it's been fun to have a movie franchise that was so globally affected. But what's fun now is seeing new fans come aboard. Because like the teenagers that were watching it at the midnight showings are now watching it with their teenagers, which is kind of fun.
So I have a funny story about that too. So we have a farm in Iowa, Des Moines, and growing up, movies would come out like a year later to that theater. It was just so delayed. And so I had a fan here, but they're like, "Oh, you know, I heard you have a place in Iowa." They're like, "Twilight just came out." And I was like, "What?" I think she was pumping last week. Yeah, like just came out. She's like, "I just saw it. It just came out." I was like, "For the first time?" And she said, "Yeah." I hope not.
Don't tell them. Don't tell them. You know
Is
what's
this a press tour for the first time? Yes.
You know what's cool? I don't know how many people actually went to see it when it in theaters. What's fun is like you guys got to be a part of that because like nowadays people don't go to theaters as much, you know. So everybody's watching things on their phones and TV, and like you're having like 5 chats and doing homework, and like my daughter does that. She's like doing homework on her chat thing and then watching the movie all at the same time. But it was one of the last movies that was like an event, you know. Like an event where everybody got together and they did these midnight showings and they kind of camped out in the tents sometimes and for days, and that was such an incredible thing to be a part of. And hopefully for the 20th year anniversary, we should do that. We should bring back the theater so you guys can bring teenagers to that and have an experience that you guys experience.
You know what's funny? I actually think I like it more now than then. I think then it was a little bit too global. It was a too bit reactionary. People either loved it or freaking hated it, y'all. I don't know. If you were around back then, you remember exactly what I mean, right? You'd be like, I love Twilight. People would be like, there's only Harry Potter. In one franchise. And then, so it was a weird thing. And I was only doing comedy. I was doing a lot of comedy before Twilight. And then after Twilight came out, like everybody's like, you do drama. And I'm like, what do you mean? I
Like, Twilight's a comedy. What are you talking about?
This is the funniest freaking thing I've ever done. I was doing that. And it was a strange time at that point. But now it's 17 years later. I've grown, changed. I believe people grow and change, and people have grown up. The franchise is kind of it's died down in a lot in terms of just global excitement, which is awesome. Because now it's really just about the love, and it's like the haters are gone because there's no reaction. So now it's just about having fun with it, because that's what art and entertainment is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be something where you judge one franchise against another franchise. You shouldn't be judging one particular version, one actor's superhero against another actor's superhero. These are different interpretations. We're just having fun with it. And it becomes a part of our lives to where we really, really want to own them. We really want to navigate what they're doing, but that's not love. That's control. And so I think when we look at these pieces, like it's been years later, we look back and we go, oh, you know what? That was cool. That was fun. I enjoyed it. It doesn't have to be the Mona Lisa. We can have something fun, and that's enough. Because that's what we need. We just need to have a little bit of love and enjoyment in this world. It's short. We just enjoy it.
And going back to when you were filming the Twilight movies, how under wraps were those sets? Because that was before
Not at all, dude.
No.
You had following us from set to set to set, knocking on our hotel room doors. He's a lot nicer than me, and he would open the door and they'd give him candy. I would hide behind the
Nice or ignorance, yeah.
Who is?
What are you doing tonight? I'm going to the movies with some fans.
Hotel room door. They're friends of yours, Peter. So I was like, yeah.
Which is wonderful, but also you have to be careful sometimes and not let them in. I was like, don't let them in your hotel room.
Kellan is literally the kind of guy that you can lure to your car with candy. Used to. No, used to be a bag of eggs. Now it's
But I was thinking about the fact that does somebody have a trove of behind the scenes photos that nobody has seen from an old Kodak? Because
I wish I had more, but I did find some behind the stuff on my phone the other day. I was like, that's kind of cool. I just sent it to you at 2 a.m. in the morning. Did we have smartphones back then?
Were they
dumb
sidekicks?
phone.
I think we had sidekicks.
Yeah.
I think sidekicks hooked us up once, but we also weren't allowed to take photos. I remember we were taking photos.
That's a flex. Sidekick hooked us up once.
Still can, but yeah, we would. Yeah, I think we had Polaroids.
Well, it's funny. There's actually years later it came out. There's Robert and I did a wardrobe fitting together, and so there's all these ridiculous pictures of me and him being goobers and just being and we're wearing these silly baseball outfits. They were trying to figure out what to do with them, and we were just kids, and so we were playing dress up. And so these pictures came out later. It's kind of
Can I ask you a follow up to that? Because that happened to me, I think, and that's when I realized you actually should try, or not, because they can come out.
Yeah.
And I would make the most hilarious faces that I didn't think anyone would.
Yeah, you don't think anybody's gonna see them.
Somehow they got out. They got leaked.
Yeah. Somebody made a little bit of money on that one. That's all it is. It's funny. The only time it ever annoyed me is the one time it actually really made me mad was somebody leaked a script from Twilight Eclipse, and it was watermarked with my name on it. And I know it wasn't me because I literally draw on my scripts. I write on them. I dog-ear them. I make notes. There's not a single note, nothing. So either one of my agents or managers or somebody sold me out. And I got in trouble for this. Legitimately, they were upset with me. They wrote
like a scolding.
They wrote me a mean lawyer lawyer sent me a letter being like, this is blah, 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 actionable, and then I apparently had a lawyer, I didn't know this, and so he sent out the letter, and then I'm just sitting there like a kid, and mom and dad are fighting, and I'm just like, but it wasn't me, guys, and they're like, shut up, we're gonna figure this out, and it was a really weird thing, and so finally, when they gave me Breaking Dawn, the scripts for Breaking Dawn, I literally gave them back. And I told them, do not send me a digital copy. I don't want your scripts. Like, I will not be blamed again for this shit, especially with Breaking Dawn Part 2, having the big secret reveal. It freaked me out, man. And it's like one of those weird things where, you know, like, again, this went around. This is before social media really was blooming. And so I couldn't respond to it. I couldn't be like, hey, guys, this isn't me. I didn't do this. I just kind of sat there quietly in my little actor hole.
It was me.
Honestly, I bet it was. You probably leaked those photos.
And I leaked his photos too.
Something that I think fans don't always understand if they haven't been in the film industry is that you spend a lot of hours on set. Sometimes the people you're working with, you see more than your family during the process of filming. 14-hour days, 16-hour days. How did you cope with that at the time, aside from going out and seeing movies with your fans?
You know, we're very fortunate because cast usually, you can tell if you do these panels, they either like, you can tell if they love each other or if they just don't like each other. But we all kind of really got along and loved, like, created a family together. And even when we weren't working, we hung out together. And even between movies, like sometimes we hang out together. And years now, we're still hanging out together. So it's really, we just like each other, which is really fun and lovely. But it got harder as the franchise went through, and I'll take you through it. So the first Twilight, like, nobody cared, nobody knew what we were doing because the movie wasn't out yet. So I remember being in we went to this open mic night at this little bar. There was like one person in the back, you know, drunk in the back, and there was just like me and the cast and Jackson and Kellan and Rob was there. And then Jackson got up and he was playing some guitar, and we were like, and then Rob got up and he plays guitar. And we're like, oh, this is a fun night, you know, after work night. We could never do that again when Twilight came out, which is the curse and the blessing. So the second one came out, and it was, you know, a little harder to go out and about with each other. So we started having nights in. So one night we played Twilight the board game, because it was like, we were in our hotel rooms, and Kellan brought games. He was like, got games. I was like, what do you got? He's like, Twilight the board game. Okay, let's play it. Because I thought I was going to win that. Because Carlisle, like, I made it a point to know everybody's history. I was like, I beat you at 232. It was 1927. So I knew everybody's histories because I was like, made a point to like know that when I did, you know, beat everybody. And then, and so I was like, I'm going to win this. And then I lost. Ashley won because she could see the future. But also because I didn't know any of the high school kids' names. So the dad is just like, what's your friend's name again? I don't know. Dad, I've been best friends with her for 4 years. You still don't know? So the high school stuff I didn't know. This I'm wrapping this up. And then cut to the last movies, right? I'm getting to the punchline, it's getting good. Cut to the last movies, and like I couldn't even get in touch with them. So we were in Canada in Squamish, and I said, we landed at the hotel, and I said, hey, Kellan, you want to go for lunch? You know, we're in this little hotel in the middle of nowhere. And he goes, yeah, sure. I'm gonna go to my room and change. I said, great. So I went down, and they gave us these Canadian phones, and I didn't have his phone number. So I went to the front desk. I said, hey, can you give me Kellan Lutz's room? And she goes, we're not allowed to give that out. I know, but I'm you know who I am. I never used that line, but I was like, you know. And they go, yeah, but we're still not allowed to give it out.
You didn't have your scarf on. So.
I didn't have my scarf on. It's me, I have straight blonde hair.
No,
so then I sat in the lobby waiting for like an hour, and then 2 hours, and then he came downstairs and was like, how come you never called me? I was like, I couldn't get in touch with you. So it's just a funny arc where we were just so, at the beginning it was like, and then, all right, maybe it wasn't a funny arc. What's the next one?
I want to go back to this board game.
I'm glad you got to the punchline.
Hold
on, I get to the punchline, and I couldn't find his number.
It was a better story in my head.
So this guy is directing a movie right now. He's on his break and he came here for y'all. I just want you guys to know that he's been working his butt off for the last few months. He's in Hamilton right now, filming. I shouldn't have said that. I'm so sorry. He's standing at the Westin on first and second. He's always at the Starbucks right there. Sorry. He goes jogging in the mornings at 7 a.m. He doesn't wear a shirt, but he does wear a scarf.
Get a picture with me at the table when you see the production trucks. You just come over and go, I'm friends with them. Look, I have a picture with him. And then I'll let you right on set.
This is the sweetest guy. Honestly, when people were saying earlier that we love each other, it's true. Like, I really love these guys because of their character and who they are as human beings. Not because of what they've played and not because of what they've done in their careers. Like, legitimately, Peter has been a guiding light for us since we started the franchise. Like you said, like we would all get together. It's because of him. When he would bring us, he would invite us. He made it a family. He made it like feel good. He made it, like with love. And I remember, we talked about it a lot. I asked Peter early on, like, how is it? You said like with balancing family, and he gave me great advice. And he's, such a wonderful father and such a great human being.
He's gonna make me cry. Right?
No, it's true, and it's like he really is. And I think it's one of those things where like we can joke together because we are family and we have a lot of fun. But this guy is an incredible human being, and he's going out of his way to be right here with us all right now. So.
It's not that far on my way. I love you guys too. It feels like one big, like this is a family, but this feels like a family. So like around you guys, I feel like I'm at home. People are like, are you tired? I'm like, no, because you guys have such great energy when you come to the table. Like I feed off of that energy like a vampire. But yeah, I remember him coming to me. One of the first movies, and I had kids. I had 3 kids, and he said, "Yeah, I want that. I want to have kids like that, and I want to be able to balance my career and kill them too." And I've watched them grow from having now their own families to having kids of their own, and I'm so proud of them. And because people burn out in this industry or they turn into bad paths, and like to see them continue working and doing wonderful work and putting their family first too, like mad respect. I love it. Right back.
So what can you tease about this movie you're directing?
What's that?
What can you tease about the movie you're directing?
It's a romantic comedy, and it was in my star, my leading lady, is Ashley Green. Seth Green, Seth Green is. He's a co-star, and they're so cute and adorable. It's like when Harry met Sally, but like it's so cute. And so I have 2 more weeks of filming. I'll put it together, and it'll be out there next year for you guys. It's called Grace Period. Take a look out for it because it's really something special.
Your wife wrote it too.
My wife wrote it.
Keep it in the family. I love that. He had a couple roles for Jackson and I.
I asked them to do roles, but they were busy. I was like, man, this is so fun. But we're gonna do something together one day, because I like directing too. So we're gonna keep it in this family. But we need this extension of a family too to watch it because it's a great movie.
Yeah, remember to support like good indie original films. Whenever we complain about there's not enough original good films out there because when they do come out, we don't see them. And it's like not only see them, but like spread the word. There's some really cool, fun films, and I'm really excited for this one. Grace Period.
Yeah, Grace Period.
Grace Period. Check it out.
And stop by set and show your pictures with me.
I have a fun question that may unfortunately have us go off the rails again. But last night I was watching a panel and they had a great question. Are the 3 of you familiar with Freaky Friday?
Yeah, the movie.
Yeah, if you could
Not last Friday.
We don't talk about that. That was in Chicago. What state is in Chicago?
That's Vegas. There's no rules in Chicago, unfortunately. But if you could Freaky Friday.
What did you do in Chicago? Let's go.
If you could Freaky Friday with one of your cast members, who would it be and why?
That'd be so weird.
It would be weird. It was such a funny question last night when I saw this.
I don't want to be in somebody else's body and then I'm in the shower, but I'm in someone else's body right now. I don't want to touch it.
just be like an unwashed whatever spot. I wanted to be respectful. That's why I smell bad. I really have to use the bathroom. You can't touch your body.
Yeah, you can't touch your
body. Sorry, it's a visual one. Think about it. No, don't think about it. Sorry. What did you do? You literally, my brain is in bad places. I don't like
Yeah, I don't think there's a good answer.
It's not a good answer. It's
What
not.
if I was like, I really want to be Cullens in their bodies?
Okay, one good answer. Do it, Peter.
The idea would descend into chaos. So here's a normal question. If your character got their own midnight sun treatment, what would you want to expand on and what would it be called?
I think, man, let's go with like Twilight Violent Origins. I actually really would love to see Jasper's story be told. And it's one of those things where they have the technology, they can be Asian, it'd be sweet. But I'm also open to pass the torch, I'll be honest. I think it would be a really cool story to tell, because it's a story to me about redemption, it's a story to me about forgiveness, and it's a story to me about learning to love yourself through the eyes of others. And it's a beautiful experience having played Jasper and knowing for me, that this is a character that, maybe wasn't a great person, 100%, not a good guy, but then over the trials and tribulations that we don't see, it became one. Because I don't think that we have to see everything on screen. I don't think we have to read every single line to excuse a character, to think about a character. I think we have to allow ourselves to have imagination, allow ourselves to see that a character can have a past that maybe we don't know verbatim, or that there is a possibility of redemption.
There's
I love
a
that.
possibility.
That's a thing? Is it a song?
There's a possibility. It comes out of me every once in a while.
It's true, like every once in a while he'll just like call me and I'll answer the phone. I'll be like, what up, Peter? He goes, Are you gonna eat M&M's again?
I think that's a butt dial.
To be honest though, it never comes out of my mouth that way, because in my head it's that way, but it comes out, hoa, 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 hoa. You never get the rhythm, and it comes out and it's like, what are you saying?
It's every Christmas card. It's all the sense. Just hoa, hoa, hoa.
I
And
swear
$5.
it's
And
like-
he goes, just hoa, hoa, hoa. And $5. Love you, kids.
From here, I hear it, and when it comes out here, it doesn't make it. People are like, that's not it. I'm not even trying to make it bad, I'm just like, hoa, 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 hoa. No? I just like, Noah.
Well, hold on. I want to know what Maggie's answer would be. Who would you Freaky Friday?
I'm pleading the fifth. And moving on to the next question.
What was the other question?
The other question was, wow, I just totally forgot it myself. Midnight sun treatment.
I totally cut you off.
I went to the second. I went backwards, and I went to the last question because that was funny. I like the origin stuff. What do you think? Do you want to see like 350 years of Carlisle?
350. I've got this pitch for you. 350 years of Carlisle, Cullen. It's called the Carlisle Chronicles. We start off with him getting bit. He hides in a potato sack. I'll never take it all the way to the end.
Potatoes aren't hot right now. Could we switch it up to a vegetable? Maybe some okra or some. Ooh, kale. Kale's hot right now. Let's make it. Sorry, this is how Hollywood works. Listen, potato sacks are out. That's the 90s. Now we need sacks of kale. So Carlisle gets bitten, and then he hides under a sack of kale.
Wonderful.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of story to tell there. I never read Midnight Sun, to be honest. Not because I'm lazy and there's no movie to be made there for us. But because, as Carlisle, as a dad, how many dads are in the audience here? Thank you, sir. Do you have a Twilight shirt on? So, as a dad, I feel like it's like invasive to read that because it's like it's Edward's thoughts. So I feel like I'm reading his diary. I don't want to know what he's thinking of me. Yeah, but I don't want to know what he's thinking of me. You know what I mean? Like I just don't want to know what my kids are ever thinking about me. I want to think, does he say nice things? Does he say nice things about me? Anyone? Yeah. Okay. Then I'll take that. I don't want to know anything more. I'm not gonna read it. Unless they make a movie, then I'll do it.
For you, what would you?
Yeah, I read it. Yeah, for sure.
You've read
I've read it, yeah.
I read it already.
Wait.
Before it came out, Kellan was like telling us about it.
Yeah.
I literally was like, "Yo,
You
you
guys
guys are lying."
I mean,
It's not
I mean,
true.
who doesn't read their brother's diary, you know? It's just kind of funny. Then you write other notes in it, and then, when was I suicidal? It's funny. No, it's a great book, and I just love my characters so much. So whenever there was Emmett and the Bear excerpts or the fan writings, and then Midnight Sun, I love seeing Emmett's relationship with all his siblings. So it's cool to do that. But yeah, it was a great. For me, we talk about this with the cast. Like, where would our characters be now? And I really think, you didn't get to see how Emmett got turned by Rosalie in the attack, but further on in the future, I could see Rosalie and I like adopting some newborn and like having children and raising them and traveling and just being a family, which is such a beautiful thing to do.
I always like to say when people ask us what we're doing, like we live on a little compound where it's like, and you guys live on one house, and like the grandparents that live in one house, me and Esme, and we get to visit everybody, and it's like, I'm gonna go see you guys one day, and you guys another day, and I don't know where Edward and Bella would be. They travel the world and come stop in and see us sometimes. I don't know.
What is one memory from filming the Twilight Saga that still makes you laugh to think about?
Every day, dude. It's like every day getting painted white. That was hilarious. I don't know. I was just like, it's weird, man. They like at first, the first couple films, or first film, I think it was just they painted it on, and that took a long time, and then they upgraded to the next film with like a paint sprayer, like
Or a reverse spray tan.
Yeah, like a reverse spray tan, or like a bad landlord, just all at once. There's no texturing or anything. You would look weird. Oh my God, that's probably why. And then finally they kind of kept changing it. And the thing that got me is like they kept doing my hands, and the white paint would get off on anything you're eating. So I learned how to eat chips with chopsticks. That was fun. And then I got so annoyed with it that eventually I was just like, don't paint my hands, I'll hide them. And they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I'll put them in my pocket or like hide them behind my back. And they're like, that's gonna be weird. You're gonna do that in every scene. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this in every scene.
That is really smart. I did not know that. But you look so
and like I'll walk around.
respectful. And
I wish I thought of that now. Because Carlisle's always like,
I can be focused.
I have white stuff all over my pants all the time.
Emmett was eating everything. So I was eating the paint chips. It was great. Those eggs were not white eggs. Well, there were white eggs, but paint eggs. I'm still high off that paint.
What happened? That's why I stopped eating it, my guy. Paint chip kid over here. We had a lot of fun. I mean, it was like there's so many stories, and like the longer, we do these panels a lot now, and like we discover new things, or like hearing a new story, and it's just always fun because we did these. This was a long time of our lives. Just 5 movies. It takes a long time to make one movie, So we spent a lot of time together. Silly. Some things we can't say. We're talking about doing like maybe one day we'll do a Twilight like after dark panel. And then we can get a little bit more about it. There's some funny stuff, y'all. But then there's also most of it's PG. Don't worry. We're fans.
I'll give you guys one and that makes it up, but it's kind of one of those that you have to be there, so it's...
Wait for the punchline.
Now I'm afraid to tell you the punchline might not be so funny. We were shooting, I'm gonna tell you anyway. We were shooting nights. We were going from days to nights, and when you do that, you kind of have to keep yourself up all night to prepare for the, going to the night. So Kellan said to me, "Hey, do you want to like stay up, watch TV with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. We watch movies all night and whatever." So it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, and we're kind of like nodding off. And I said, "I think I'm gonna go. I think we're good. I'm gonna go back to my room because I'll go sleep now." And so as I was walking out, I went to go get something. And can you stand up because it's funnier if you see it? I said, I said, I'm gonna go get my thing. So I went to go, oh, he left, you were leaving. He was leaving, you were leaving. And he went to go get his bag, you remember this, right? He went to get his bag or something. And so I said, all right, good night, man. And he goes to get his bag, and I go, good night. And he goes, why are you hugging me? I didn't know, I thought you were going in for a hug. I laughed for like 30 minutes. It was hysterical. We were just two sleep-deprived men hugging at 4 a.m. in the morning. I think he thought I was making a move on him.
I just walked by right at that moment.
Read my mind, read my mind.
In my mind, what am I thinking? I'm going. I'm lonely. Aww, get it!
For my last question for the three of you before we wrap up this panel, what is the biggest misconception about Twilight that you've kind of debunked over the years?
That's an interesting question. The biggest misconception.
I think that it's a drama. It's a dramedy, you know? Yeah, quirky dramedy.
Yeah, honestly, that's a really good. It's funny, but that's true. It is, because here's the thing. Like, I think what made Twilight what it is Catherine Hardwicke's direction. She took this weird kind of quirky book that no one in Hollywood could figure out. And this is a true story. This IP, the book was passed around. Paramount passed on it. Like every big studio passed on it. I heard a story, and this is true, where Adam Sandler's company, Happy Madison, actually bought the rights to it and owned it for like a hot minute until they realized they couldn't figure out it either. So finally goes this plucky little company at the time called Summit, became Lionsgate later.
Was Adam Sandler gonna play Edward?
Okay. Yeah, they actually kept all of Adam Sandler's notes for 5
I heard that you thought I was here. The chief thought.
But so like this passed around from everybody in Hollywood, and nobody could figure out. And Catherine Hardwicke got it, and she had a pitch for it, which was true to the nature of Twilight and to the nature of what makes it interesting to me, which is the absurdity of it. It's the idea that this is high school. High school is absurd. The amount of emotions you feel, the hormones running through you, like the fact that everything means everything and then everything means nothing, and it's side by side, it's instantaneous, and it's hard. High school is so hard while you're in it, and then you leave it and you're like, man, that was nice. I wish I could go back. It is a crazy experience, and that's Twilight. It's encapsulated all in that film, and it is a little bit out of reality. It kind of takes you in there, and it's not a drama. It's a weird experience of like what it maybe is like to be this 16-year-old girl trying to navigate love and life at this crucial moment in her time, at a crucial moment in her life when she's traveling, becoming a new person, a new kid in school. I think we can all relate to that. I think everybody in life at times feels like an outcast or feels like a wallflower. And this is a film or a book series about those people. And maybe we beautify them, sure, but they're conflicted. Every single one of the vampires in the series is conflicted. But it doesn't mean they're all just going to be like, oh, I hate this. It's literally like, can I enjoy myself? Can I have love? It's the real questions that we ask ourselves as humans every day. Am I worthy of love? Am I worthy of this life? And the answer is yes, absolutely. You are worthy, and there is love for you, and you are loved, and there is someone for you. And I think that's the beauty of Twilight, because we look at these moments like, that's my monkey man. Or midway for the chief's daughter, hey Bella, we're making Italiano for you. These weren't scripted moments. These was Catherine trying to figure out, hey, well, how can we break through this veneer of just, this is a very polished drama? What are the stupid things that we say to each other? Like, where the hell you been, Loca? What are these things that we're going to have fun with later on? That's life.
We were on the set the other day, Ashley and I had to go get her from hair and makeup, and we're like, we gotta go. So I went and I said, hey Ashley. She said, yeah. I said, hop on, Spider Monkey. She got on my back, and I can't do the set. It's hysterical.
She used the scarf on the leash. On the reins, like on a horse.
That's your fantasy. That's your fantasy.
Well, I am a cowboy, man. Come on. Line on the bit, you know? Not all y'all were raised with horses, were you?
It's Twilight After Dark. Is my
Oh, right. That doesn't mean anything bad. That's
Who's talking now? Well.
Here's the shovel.
my face hurts from smiling over here. I don't know. I hope you guys were having a good time. Do we have any more? Do we have one more?
No.
That was it. Can we just talk too much? Peter and I are just like, blah, 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 blah. Kellan's over there looking all pretty.
I'm loving it. We switched this up. I mean, we had no idea what is going to come out of our mouth. Some days, most days, Peter's the one
It's
talking.
always different, because before we went on, I said, you know, because I've been directing, I said to Jackson, I said, you know, I'm super tired. You're gonna have to carry this one, Jackson.
We know when he says that, it's going to be real. We love you guys. Come out to the tables.
Love you
Get
guys.
some autographs, selfies. We appreciate you guys so much. We love you all, man.
For joining us this morning. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Let's put it up one more time to the cast of Twilight.
Thank you guys so much. Keep on your beautiful. Let's give it up for Megan. Let's give it up for Lockdown.
We need one photo. I think we need one photo. Let's do a good photo. You guys get up. Oh, look at these handsome Toronto Canadians back there. Let's see that wave. Oh, we can do better than that. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you guys. See you guys.
You guys are amazing.
And then he died.